Hey guys, this is the I guess live commentary. So yeah, we recently just got the reveals from the Vanguard stream, and yeah, I was actually thinking of not doing anything for the stream because I thought the most interesting card was just gonna be the Varga support, and then we're gonna call it a day. I guess we can quickly take a look at the Varga support. This is the common Spinning Shot Dragon. Continuous back row rearguard circle if your Vanguard is in the Malworm state and your back row has no other rearguards with the same name as this unit. This unit cannot be retired by card effects and it gets plus 5k. It's it's interesting. I think the cannot be retired also works on the opponent's turn. I think I can't remember. I don't really know the wordings. I haven't actually looked at Varga in a while. But yeah, this card's pretty it's pretty good for a rare. Gets 5k as well. So you're gonna hit numbers. You're still probably gonna want to run your like the monk dude and maybe the green dragon. I don't know. Haven't played Varga in a while. The double rare is pretty cool. Eluding dragon, I think it's called. It has a continuous where if you have a Varga name, Vanguard, it gets 10k shield, 10k power, so 23k, and then when it gets retired you bounce it back to hand. And then for Soul Blast 1, I think this card's pretty good. It's just very interesting that a lot of the ways I think Varga cards are balanced or designed are it revolves around costs, right? Like you have CBs for the extra attacks with the main grade 2 girl. I forgot her name. I guess I'll put her up on screen if I'm not lazy. But yeah, like I think you already have quite a bit of like usage of soul, and I think your ride line actually makes you go like 2 soul, so I don't know how it's gonna work. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good card. The main engine is this, so we'll look at the most important card at the moment, which is the Wondrous Melodies. You can play this with Energy Blast 2, and you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose up to 1 normal unit with Nymph in its card name and call to rear. So it's kind of like that Patissiere trio from Lyrical, where it's searching out like an archetype. So I think they're adding more of these common archetypes, and it's very good because the biggest thing about Pusher Road when they design Cardfight Vanguard cards is all like they just can't design commons. All the commons, like take a look at the card list of like any nation, and like, dude, the commons and rares are like actually whack. The generic ones anyways. So yeah, this works with like nymphs. So if we get any nymph cards, we're gonna, you know, be able to use it with this order, this engine. Interestingly, this can actually find the Kaiser Vermilion, Draconic Kaiser Vermilion Nymph. Pretty interesting. Just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, we'll look at the least interesting card, Jami. This card just Energy Blasts 3 if you're when the attack this unit boosts hits a Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 3 to retire an opponent's rearguard. It's kind of whatever, but it's a nymph name, so if you're gonna run this engine, you might run it. Now this guy's called Lightning Legend Hermit Ryodo. Do note that this guy isn't a nymph, so you can't get him with the order, but he has a Counter Blast 1 to search for the order, and you can put it to hand. So, and then you have a rearguard skill where it's boosted by a nymph. You get plus 5k. I guess I can bring up the card list. I'll bring up the card list right now, and I don't think there are actually many nymphs in the game currently. I'll search it up right now. Yeah, I don't think there is any. Unless I spelled it wrong. No. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, this guy isn't a nymph. I don't know if I've said that before, it might be. Whatever, okay, we'll go back to... So basically this guy he gets 5k if he's boosted by a nymph if it attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard. So the opponent has to be grade 3 or greater, so the 5k you can't use early game. But here's the most interesting card in this deck, Rekai. Continuous. If you play the order, this unit gets 5k. So it's similar to like the beat up Draco Kid, where if you played the order associated to it, you get 5k. So it's just 15k, whatever. But at the end of the battle, your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacked. If your unit did not stand by a card's ability this turn, you can pay the cost, counterblast 1, and you have to retire. It's a Ryoto dude, and you can stand this unit. So yeah, this is very crazy because, one, if you haven't noticed, all the cards in this nymph engine is either rare or common. So like, you can just dig around in your like bulk pile, I guess, if your local game store has that, or like if you open a case, you're gonna have so much of this. But this is pretty interesting because there's a lot of applications for it. Because of how timings work, you can actually use this in some decks like Overlord, I think. I'll double check. I'm guessing you can't because the stand is at the end of the battle, right? And I think Overlord is also at the end of the battle. Yeah, it is. Okay. So the stand is at the end of the battle, so you can actually use this in Overlord for like more attacks. Interestingly. So yeah, this card's insane. I think you can use it in Zedlands as well. One of my favorite decks. Sorry. Because it's end of the battle restand as well, right? Yeah. The end of the battle part is it queues up, so you can actually still use this first. The Rekai. But the main point is that this is generic multi-tag in decks that have like a weird thing, okay? And decks that don't have multi-attack, they can use this. Decks that also multi-attack with like not restanding, so example Tamayura or Shurudoji, you wouldn't run this in those, by the way, like but yeah, it's pretty cool. It feels like Bushiroad is finally learning. Well, no, they already knew it before, but I guess they're finally not being that lazy anymore with designing commons that are just throwaways. This is a very interesting generic engine with limitations. So if like a deck ever gets new support, yeah, but you can cook with this. Personally, I'm going to be trying this out with Triumph Dragon. I'm like a real fan of the Star Tech bosses. The products are shit, but they're probably the only decks you can kind of cook with. So yeah, that's kind of it for this. There wasn't really much else I wanted to talk about. I just thought that this was kind of a crazy like reveal, right? It's I don't think we've had good comments in a while. A little bit more, but bye. For real, I think.